What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to go over the top 3 more interesting beginner snakes. My name's Dustin, you're watching Dustin's Exotics, stick around. As a side note, I think ball pythons are fantastic animals. However, I'm not going to be covering them in this video because they're going to be, this video is going to be for like the more interesting beginner snakes, stuff that moves around a little bit more exciting. We can do a whole nother video on ball pythons if you guys are interested. You can drop it down in the comment section below. But if not, we're going to get into this video now, and I'm going to go over the top 3 more interesting snakes than ball pythons, in my opinion. And yeah, let's just get right into it because yeah, this is going to be awesome. Okay, so coming in at number 3, often overlooked and underrated, are corn snakes, of course. Corn snakes are amazing animals and they're definitely overlooked. They're underrated, and for a lot of reasons. You know, there's just a lot of saturation in the market these days for different things like ball pythons and other things. And these guys, the truth is, these guys make fantastic pets, and they're often like they're just overlooked because a lot of people are like, oh, that's a corn snake, that's boring. But these guys are actually somewhat semi-arboreal. They like to climb around their enclosure a lot. They're a lot of fun to look at. Absolutely beautiful. You can see here, this guy is an albino male corn snake, and this is Tango. This is my boy Tango. I'll grab a couple of other morphs just to kind of show you some different colorations of these guys too. But this is just your standard albino, which is absolutely a stunning snake. You can look at that guy right there. He's a beautiful bright orange, almost like a creamsicle kind of coloration. Fantastic animals. And these guys' care requirements are really easy, and among one of the best snakes that you could possibly keep as a beginner. And they're always moving around, they're always inquisitive, always thinking, you know, they're very docile, you know, but they're not boring. They like to move around a lot, and you know, corn snakes. What more can you say? And as you can see here, they come in a bunch of different morphs. Like this is the ghost version. This is a het palmetto female, little baby. Nice and like light color, but the cameras don't really do these guys justice. I mean, their patterns are absolutely fantastic. And yeah, under a camera, for some reason, it never picks up nice things on corn snakes. But when you see these guys in person, their patterns are absolutely insane. And then, of course, we have this guy here. And this guy is just like a sun-kissed motley, but he is also het palmetto. So these two are going to be going together when they grow up, creating some nice, beautiful, all-white palmetto corn snakes. Little bits of speckling on them, but they're typically all-white snakes. Corn snakes, like, these guys are fantastic. They're always moving. They're very fun to handle. You know, as babies, they can be a little bit delicate. So, you know, if you got small children or something like that, maybe go with something a little bit larger. Or just don't let small children handle small snakes. Once they get to adult size, then you don't really have to worry about it quite as much. Obviously, you know, any snake can be hurt by, you know, squeezing. So, a little common sense there. But you know, these animals are fantastic, easy to handle. If you'd like me to do a care guide in the future, drop it down in the comment section below. I'd love to do a care guide. I enjoy making these videos for you guys, so it's no sweat really. Just drop it down in the comments and I will make it happen for you. 2 is gonna have to be king snakes. And you know, again, in the market, these things have been oversaturated in the past, so now not a lot of people are working with these guys, but as you can see, they're absolutely fantastic animals. They can be a little bit bitey as youngsters, but you know, when they grow up, they're usually pretty good. This one's a beautiful high white reverse striped California king snake. Her name is Echo, and these guys are always moving, always inquisitive, always thinking. Every time I go and sit down by the enclosure or something like that, this girl comes over to see what I'm doing. Why am I there? You know, like they're so interesting. They're fantastic animals. And look at that. Ow. See, as a youngster, they can be a little bit bitey, but the bite doesn't really hurt. It just more startles you more than anything. So yeah, I think that's fantastic. I got bit on this video for you guys just to show you guys that they actually can be a little bit bitey. But now she's fine, right? Took her a second. She gave me a little nibble, and now we're good again. But look at this reverse stripe, high white California king snake. So beautiful. Pure white belly all the way down to the tail, and then they have that kind of like a little bit of speckling with that nice black undertone tail. these guys are really beautiful animals. And they're kind of cute. You know, look at that little face and stuff. I apologize for the little bite. You know, maybe that's, if you guys are, you know, just a little bit scared of snakes, then maybe just don't get a king snake. But king snakes are fantastic animals. They're always inquisitive and always doing things. They always want to play. They want to go in between your fingers and move around, and you know, they can be a little bit spicy. And if you've been handling a snake beforehand, which is probably why this snake bit me in the first place, these guys are snake eaters, so don't handle them around other snakes. You can bring corn snakes out together, but definitely don't bring your king snakes out together unless you're breeding them. But you know, chances are if you're a beginner snake owner, you're not going to be breeding snakes anyways. So yeah, king snakes. Also can drop a care guide. If you guys just want to let me know, you can comment down below, and I will I'll make a care guide for king snakes as well. These guys' care requirements are about the same, if not easier, than a corn snake. These guys can actually be kept at ambient room temperatures of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's it. You don't need a hot side and a cold side for these guys. They're really, really easy to take care of. But obviously give a heat gradient if you want to give your animal the best possible conditions. But king snakes don't actually need a heat gradient, so that's something you didn't know. We're going to be moving on to the grand thing, the number one, the thing that we've all been waiting for, and this happens to be one of my favorite snakes in the entire hobby, in the world. They're fantastic, so let's move on to number one. Okay, finally, and at number one, my absolute favorite beginner-friendly snake. These guys, if you don't have a lot of space in your house, this might not be the animal for you. But this is a Boa Imperator male. And these guys are absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to handle this guy too much because he did just eat, but I'm just going to lightly handle him and show you guys. These guys are the epitome, in my opinion, of a good beginner snake. They're fantastic. They're impressive at an adult size. I'll pull out an adult female here for you in just a second, and you can see exactly how big they get, because they get pretty large, but not large enough that they're going to be a danger to you or anything like that. And as you can see, these guys are totally placid. This is a little baby, and usually they're more snappy at this age, but as you can see, this guy's got no intentions of biting me at all, whatsoever. Fantastic animals. When they grow up, they're just big, gentle giants, and they can get pretty large. Like, females can typically reach for 7 to 8 foot. Sometimes a really big, large female can reach 10 foot, but it's not very common. Yeah, average size, about 8 foot for a female, about 6 foot for a male. So that's just, yeah, that's average size for these guys. I'm gonna go get that big girl right now. Yeah, let's just go get her. So this, this is an adult female Boa Imperator, and I'm talking about the Boa Imperator, not the Colombian red tails, not the true red tail Surinams, anything like that. This is a beautiful junglo female. She was a 2020 baby, so she's about 5 years old, full grown. She's not full grown, but she's pretty close. She's about 6 foot, but as you can see, they're pretty impressive size, but they're not overly like powerful. They're not gonna overpower you completely. Now, a small child or something like that, I definitely think that these guys would overpower as an adult, but honestly, if you get one of these as a baby, by the time your kid's about 5 years old, it's gonna be able to handle it anyways, I think, to be honest. My 2-year-old daughter loves this snake. 2-year-old daughter hangs out with this animal right here. As you can see, she's a sweetheart. She's really nice. Never heard of anything. Honestly, sometimes like I have troubles getting her to take the rat. So she's yeah. If you guys don't like animals that eat rodents or anything like that, then maybe any of the snakes on this list are not for you. But if you'd like me to make like a video or something like that about like snakes or lizards or things that don't eat rodents, drop it down in the comments below, and I will do my best to make that happen. I currently don't own any snakes that don't eat rodents, but I can definitely do a list for you, and we can go from there. Gotta love boa constrictors. They give you kind of a nice tight hug, They're not gonna fall off of you like a ball python would, something like that. So if you're handling a ball python, a lot of times they'll just flop and fall. She does flop her tail a lot, but she's got a good grip on my arm right now. Like, she's not going anywhere. She's around my neck. They know how to hang on. They're semi-arboreal. If you want a nice big display piece in your house, something that you can do live plants in with a nice water feature or something like that, these guys are the ideal pet for that. How could you not want a boa constrictor, right? At least in my opinion. So anyways, let me know if you liked this video. Let me know if you hated it. If you liked it, drop it down in the comment section below. Like the video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload, and I will see you next week. And of course, I forgot to mention, if you'd like a care guide for boa constrictors, drop that down in the comments as well. Have a good one, guys. See you next week.